Hello, it's Jeff from Jeffrey-Thomas.com, and I'm going to go ahead and go into part 2 of the Dead Note series. This video focusing on the left hand and how to get things to work. So let's go to a C chord, and I'll show you the basics of what's going to happen. Here's a down up strum on a C chord. Everything's cool. And then to get the dead note to happen, this pinky is going lightly on the strings and getting the dead notes, barely touching them. Now you can see I can continue my right hand strum motion, and I don't have to interrupt any of this right hand strumming, which is very cool. And it's going to be super important when you start to get, more wider strumming patterns, getting better projection, stuff like that. So the typical first problem that people run into is that this pinky goes down too hard. And you're actually getting like a chord or a note from one of the strings ringing. So the trick is to bring that pinky in very lightly, okay? Or any of the other fingers that you're going to use to stop the strings from ringing very lightly. All right, let's walk through a basic chord progression: C, F, and G7, and I'll go down, up with the chord live, and then I'll bring the dead note in with my left hand. Ready, go. Okay, and you can see this isn't getting hung up at all because all of the muting is coming from the left hand. Alright, so it's got a huge advantage, the left hand mute. One of the big problems with the right hand mute is that the upstroke is really awkward. So for example, how do I do the upstroke? How do I follow through with an upstroke and keep control over all the strings? The upstroke wants to follow through, and what happens is when you do your dead note in the right hand, you can't follow through without the strings, one of the strings or all of them, ringing open. It's very difficult to get an upstroke. So the right hand muting is great for downstrokes, but not so great for upstrokes, and that's where the left hand comes in. Now, lots of people ask about, well, how do I do chords that don't have open strings? That's actually easier. So let's go up to the key of E flat. All right, so obviously all that's happening with chords that are fretted is you're just going to lift up. Here's the chord live, and then I lift up in my left hand lightly. Nobody's home, right? And that's exactly what you want. So because this is so quick, and it's the left hand either being on the chord, pressing down, or lifting up off, you can get incredibly cool dead note things happening, and for a variety of styles of music. And it's really how a lot of the better players roll. This is a technique that they're using constantly, and everybody's got a bag of tricks that they like to use for certain things. Back to C or any other keys that are using open strings, this is where the challenge comes in, because you've got to learn to here I'm using the mute with my second finger. You see that for this E flat chord. So actually a combination of lifting up on the strings and bringing the second finger down. So the left hand muting in dead notes is not perfect, but it definitely has an advantage, I feel, over the right hand dead notes. So hopefully that sheds some light on adding this to your strumming. And if there's any further questions, make sure to go ahead and contact me through my website, and we can set up a free Skype lesson. All right, bye-bye.